think of all the times you wish to have more control over your mind, over your willpower, thought of ways to overcome an unhealthy habit such as smoking, or how to get over someone that you got attached to at some point. What if I tell you that there's something that can help and partially control all what I just mentioned? Good morning, everyone. My name is Aya Osama. Today, I'm going to inform you about a topic that I think is interesting and can be in a way helpful to us as university students, especially with all the stress we're encountered with. Today, I'm going to inform you about hypnosis mind control techniques. At first, I will start with defining hypnosis mind control and state some of its common uses. Then, we'll further discuss major points about the two of its techniques, self-hypnosis and mental imagery. Let's begin by understanding what hypnosis mind control is and some of its uses. Hypnosis mind control is the state of focused attention, intense absorption, and high use of your imaginations. It's like using a magnifying glass with the sunlight rays. This will make the light a lot way more powerful, and it's the exact same idea. If our minds are focused and concentrated, we can use them in a more powerful way. As found in the research done by Paul Okami in 2012, who was a member of the Association for Psychological Science, he found out that a person under hypnosis mind control is highly focused and highly concentrated, and the person in the state can actually focus in one memory and literally block out any other distractions. So now speaking of which, there are a lot of uses of hypnosis mind control, and it's used in different fields such as military uses, medical uses, or simply self-improvement uses. And what's interesting is that as found in a research done by Linda Coren, a recent research, Linda Coren, who's a trauma specialist, she found out that a person she actually supports the value that hypnotic communication and suggestions effectively changes person's physiological and neurological functions. We're gonna see how in the two techniques that I'm gonna now explain. Since now that you have a bit of an understanding of what hypnosis control is, let me tell you about self-hypnosis. Self-hypnosis is when a person hypnotizes oneself. The technique is commonly used as a tool to manage stress. And it basically works because when you're in the self-hypnosis state, you subsidize all this. Your body subsidizes your stress hormones, and your mind subsidizes all your worrying thoughts. You keep them away, and so you're in a state where your mind is focused to solve a specific problem or worry. As found in a research done by Dr. Oakley, who's the director of the hypnosis unit at the University College of London, found out from a case study that he conducted some people that patients or people who lack self-esteem or who are encountered too easily to stress and anxiety attacks can actually be taught self-hypnosis techniques and tools, and this will help them induce the relaxation and strengthen self-esteem. Let me now tell you about one of the easy ways you can conduct self-hypnosis. At first, you need to find a comfortable and quiet place, a place where you can be in for 30 minutes without any distractions. Then, you have to get rid of any stresses in your mind or your body. This can be done by closing your eyes and imagining and using your imagination techniques such as visualizing water flowing or listening to sea waves and so on and so forth. Then take deep slow breaths and appreciate the relaxation state you're in. I guess I was a bit relaxed now. the relaxation state you're in. Then after that, after your eyes are closed, visualize you're on top of 10-step stairs, and you're going down. And as you go down each step, you adjust your words and get rid of them. After that, open your eyes, and then your self-hypnosis session will be over. You can repeat it more than once until you have the feeling that your mind is quiet and that your body is relaxed. On a side note, self-hypnosis has it maintains the physical well-being because obviously at this state your heart rate is slow, and so it's everything's relaxed. Now that I talked about what hypnosis mind control is, state some of its uses, and define self-hypnosis and a way to conduct it, let me now tell you about the second interesting technique, which is mental imagery. This is basically you imagining images, objects, situations in your mind. It's basically you imagine yourself performing a specific task or being in a specific situation with all your senses. You see and feel yourself moving through the action in your mind. And this is highly used and common between athletes during, during, and after their training sessions for a big game or before going into a competition. And it helps you interpret different scenarios and work through them in your mind and see how you're going to react, so on and so forth. And this technique supports the idea that you only achieve what you believe. You only achieve what you believe. This is a famous quotation that is used mostly to whoever wants to achieve a specific goal. Whether a specific goal, but then always draws negative statements about about their lack of ability, lack of skills, or just draw it onto external circumstances. And they just blame it on something that they cannot achieve their goals. Whether your goal is getting an A in a course, or opening your own, for example, business or architecture companies, as most of you want to in the future, or even changing some aspects of the world to make it a better place, if you do not deeply believe that you have the skills, abilities, and all what it takes to actually do it, then you're not going to be able then you're not even going to have the incentive to work hard in order to achieve it. So it's based, so self-hypnosis, so a mental imagery helps you do that. And this is one of its uses and impacts. And I personally believe that this is very true and important, as 2 years ago, when I went to take my driving license, I went there with the idea that driving is scary and that I do not have the skills or anything that it takes to be a good driver. Maybe this was because I lost a couple of people that was close to my heart in car accidents, but whatsoever, I actually believe that I cannot drive, whatsoever the matter was. And then after I took the first driving test and I failed, I took that as a proof that, I can never be a good driver, and I can never do anything to do it, I can never be a good driver, and I just moved on, and I accepted it, and I closed my file. But then 6 months later, and after a lot of persuasion and talks from my parents and my friends, I decided to give it another try. But then I decided to do so with the more positive thoughts in mind, that I can and I have the abilities to drive, because I mean, if everyone can do it, I might as well I can do it too. And then I went and then I took the second test. I failed, but then because I did not have my seatbelt on, I took the third test after a week, and then I passed. So and here I am. I have my own muscle car and I love it, and I can drive. I'm a good driver, safe driver. Never did any accidents except once. And then so yeah, and I love driving around. So in conclusion, hypnosis has different uses and techniques. It can be useful in terms of having full control of your mind whenever needed, from something as to overcome an anxiety attack or a stress phase, to achieving a specific goal or quitting a bad habit. So in the past few minutes, I've defined hypnosis mind control, stated some of its uses, and then talked about the two of its major techniques, self-hypnosis and mental imagery. In my opinion, learning self-control learning self-hypnosis is an act of self-control, because hypnosis allows people to use more of their potentials. And as quoted by Dr. Dorothy Nadermeyer, a metaphysical, a hypnosis practitioner, and an inspirational speaker, life is 10% what you experience and 90% how you respond to it. Thank you so much. if I just want to say a comment, and then of course I'd like to hear all your questions, points of clarifications, and comments. When I panicked in the middle, it's because I looked at the timer and I was almost at the end of the speech, and I saw 3.32. So I thought I spoke for 3.32 seconds.
Countdown.
Yeah, that's why I panicked and oh my god, what am I gonna do? Yeah, that's why I panicked.
Questions?
So any questions?
I definitely relate to the driving issue. Like, I didn't think like I,
Imagine yourself actually. Oh, I forgot. Okay. I'm saying.
It's okay. Yes.
I wish you had given the speech before I did, so I could have been more relaxed. But it really did help. Like I myself found this really helpful. So thank you for sharing. Seriously.
I should try it tonight. I really liked it. I wanted to try it now, but I was worried that you might think that I'm sleeping.
No, I was gonna say don't try it now because it's gonna relax you, and don't try it obviously while driving or you're doing something that needs concentration.
What's your muscle?
Mustang. Yeah, and he saw
I
it.
saw it.
Yeah.
Is it the blue one?
No, it's the maroon one.
Other questions?
Okay, for the self-hypnosis, I tried it, but I don't lose consciousness. Do I need to lose it or I don't?
No, as far as I did my research, you do not lose your consciousness completely, but you're supposed to be in a relaxation state, and this won't happen except if you actually stayed in a room for 30 minutes, and it might require you to repeat this processes a lot to get there, to get to the very relaxed state, and to actually get rid of your worries. And this is the simplest way. There's a lot of YouTube tutorials and a lot of more complex ways that actually works.
I just want to take time to advertise something. There is an app called Headspace. You can use it. It's very helpful regarding this self-hypnosis.
Headspace.
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 Also Pacifica.
You have to try it. It's just like a meditation.
Yeah, Pacifica is a really good one as well. There's
Okay.
another one, so check that out.
Any questions? Yes. There's a whole trend called mindfulness, which
Yeah.
is related to practices of yoga and breathing.
That's why yoga is
Yes.
done by
and
the
that's
professors.
That's why I can deal with yoga.
Yeah.
But that's why I tell you to always breathe before, because it's amazing how much you can actually control yourself to your breath. It's amazing. And it's very, and it's empowering also. So thank you.
Thank you so much.